Spotify de-Enshittifies, surprise and expected cancellations, and the state of touring. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by Tinkering with AI Agents, and brought to you by Nodisk, helping music technology and finance companies navigate the music industry in partnership with Digital Music News. It's August 13th, 2026. I'm Lars Murray. It's Touring Thursday, but before we hit the road, Spotify AI taketh and Spotify AI giveth back. In that order. A while back, we reported that Lorde was kind of pissed off by Spotify's AI-generated artist descriptions, which contained factual errors in her case. This one is pretty simple to fix. Just give the artist an override. Instant de-Enshittification. Well, Spotify doesn't always do the wrong thing. It unilaterally de-Enshittified this week when they announced AI personas. An AI persona is a tag that identifies an artist as AI. This tag will no longer be handled by the virtual artists themselves. Spotify will be monitoring and enforcing, and better yet, excluding AI artists from both algorithmic and editorial promotion. I guess Spotify is coming to the realization that spamming the platform with AI slop actually damages the user experience, which is a pleasant revelation, if not exactly a surprise, especially for all of those humans out there creating music. Could this be the beginning of a de-Enshittification trend in technology? Well, I doubt it, but the rare instance is worth a shout-out. Good move, Spotify. Meanwhile, another big AI deal closed this week. BMG announced a licensing deal with Suno, hot on the heels of Suno's artist-friendly messaging last week. It's usually smarter for indies to engage sooner with new platforms than later, or shall we say mini-majors, which is what BMG and Concord are now. BMG and Concord artists will be pleased to hear that they have the option not to opt into the deal. It's probably going to take a few big high-profile artist payouts to change artists' minds about whether they want to opt in with Suno. After all, with AI, once you're in, so you should be very cautious about making those decisions. Still, it may be worth it for developing artists to throw their hat in the ring, and it might be a good idea for Suno to figure out how to put their thumb on the scale for those types of artists. BMG head of marketing and commercial Celine Joshua took the credit for the deal in the press. She's no stranger to cutting-edge digital, having championed the virtual NFT group Kingship back in 2022. This one, probably a better initiative than that one. All right, let's hit the road. The tour van company Bandago published a State of Band Touring 2026 report this week, which is helpful if you're a tour planner or tour manager. If anybody knows what's really going on the road, it's a van rental company. We've been noticing fewer national tours in general as we research the who sells out on a weekly basis, but it turns out that according to Bandago, international touring is way down. Used to be that 7 to 8% of music tours came from international markets. That number dipped during COVID, but it bounced back in 2022, 2023. But in the last 3 years, it's been down 7 to 6.4 to now 4.7%. I wonder what happened after 2024. Oh yeah, visa and immigration crackdowns by, guess who? Everything the man touches. You know the rest. And in a perhaps related development, the Bandago study also indicates that tour launches are shifting to the middle of the country. Austin, Dallas, Denver, and even Columbus are picking up a larger share of launches, probably because they're cheaper than the coasts. Used to be nearly 2/3 of music tours launched from LA, New York, and Nashville. That share is down to about 50% now, though not surprisingly, landlocked Nashville is still the per capita leader. It launched 90% as many tours as the New York Metro, with roughly 10% of the population. The full Bandago report is at a link in the show notes. And a couple of cancellations this week, one weird and one, well, just another Monday. Here's the weird one. What was supposed to be the first LA Jazz Festival got canceled abruptly last week, just a day or two ahead of its launch. Nothing on the Instagram, poof, up in smoke. The LA politician Martin Ludlow, the guy behind it all, sent out a statement printed in the LA Daily News with the following quote: "Due to significant unanticipated last-minute public safety and municipal costs associated with the final permitting of the On the Beach Festival, we have reached the decision to unfortunately postpone this year's inaugural LA Jazz Festival." What's the connection there? I don't know. Even weirder is that all of this was reported by Stereogum, which laid off practically its whole staff last week. The byline was from veteran journalist Tom Breihan on Monday. Does this mean Tom Breihan survived the Stereogum purge? Well, I hope so. Will it help people? Either way, Tom, might be a good idea to get that LinkedIn page up and running. So because Tom's not on LinkedIn, I'm tagging Stereogum founder Chris DeVille, who is reportedly still there and is also on LinkedIn. Hit me up, Chris. As for the other cancellation, that Monday one, well, another Monday, another Morrissey cancellation. This time his Las Vegas residency. Does it even count as news at this point? Every Thursday, we spend an inordinate amount of time scanning the listings, sifting for nuggets, and helplessly hoping that one day Claude will be able to do this heavy lifting for us. But no, by brute force, we assemble and discuss the artists dominating their markets, a few artists who might be punching above their weight, and a few you might be surprised still have tickets available in the U.S. music capitals, L.A., New York, and Nashville. We call it the Who. Sell out. In New York, in the large venues, Olivia Dean's Art of Loving Live hits Madison Square Garden 4 nights. It's a sellout. 2 extra dates were added by demand. Mumford & Sons Prize Fighter Tour hits New York for the 3rd time tonight. It's closing out that 3-night stand where Jason Sudeikis made a surprise guest appearance during the run, performing the Ted Lasso theme. Joe Hisaishi, who hit the Hollywood Bowl last week, has a 7-night Studio Ghibli Scores residency. It's continuing at Radio City tonight through Monday. Reggae Fest presents Masaka hits the Barclays Center on Saturday. Somebody straighten these guys' heads out on pricing. $350 to $650 for the lower bowl. Front row is not sold out, and I pity the poor person who has their row 3 tickets on sale for $700 right next to the face value tickets in that same 3rd row, available still on the primary market for $450. Zed's Dead's Journey of a Lifetime tour hits the Forest Hills Stadium. It was originally postponed from July 18th. It happens on Friday. Original tickets are valid. Resales are going for about 2/3 of face. Zach Top is finding out that the Cold Beer and Country Music tour is not enough to sell out Jones Beach Theater. That's happening tonight. Lots of tickets available for that. Chance the Rapper's Coloring Book 10th Anniversary Tour, on the other hand, hits Summer Stage on Tuesday. It's a benefit concert. It's a sellout, and resale starts fairly reasonably at about $130. In the clubs and the smaller venues, still tickets available for Dogstar. That's Keanu Reeves' band at Webster Hall on Wednesday. Also, Triptides are playing at the Sultan Room tonight. They're cool and California psychedelic. Still tickets available at face for that. Yard Act are at Warsaw tonight. Still tickets available for that, as are tickets for English producer Matt Zoe. Tickets are still available for his Elsewhere show tomorrow. In LA, in the large venues, T.I.'s King Succession tour with Damani and King Harris hits the Hollywood Palladium tonight. It's a big week for K-pop and J-pop in LA. Cordis called their tour Put Your Phone Down, and their fans have almost unanimously ignored that request. It's a clean sellout with very few resale tickets, fetching $700 or more. It's at the YouTube Theater tonight. It's their first North American tour. The show will be filmed for global cinema broadcast via YouTube, and probably also by every single fan in the room. They will not put their phones down. KCON LA 2026 is putting on 3 what they call M Countdown shows at the CryptoCon Arena. We still call it Staples. That's Friday through Sunday. The headliners are NCT 127, Tomorrow X Together, Zero Base One, Treasure, Illit, and others. A bunch of packages sold out, especially Saturday, but still some ways to get into the arena and or the festival. Yoasobi, the J-pop sensations, their Never-Ending Stories tour hits the Hollywood Bowl on Sunday. Still some tickets available at Face. And Rufus Du Sol with Ben Bomer are at the Kia Forum tonight, closing out a 5-night LA sold-out stand. At the Hollywood Bowl, the Black Crowes, Tedeschi Trucks, and Whiskey Myers are a triple headliner. First time all 3 acts have headlined the bowl together. The lower section is sold out. Higher up, still lots at Face. In the smaller venues, Passion Pit's Pretty Penny Tour, say that 5 times fast, is at the Bellwether Tuesday and Wednesday for a 2-night stand, and G-Flip's Bet on Fire Tour hits hits the Roxy on Tuesday. Still tickets at face value for that. In Nashville, where nothing ever sells out, in the large venues My Chem, the Black Parade 2026 tour hits Nissan Stadium tonight. Still a few at face value on the side of the floor and in the nosebleeds, but practically a sellout for Nashville. The Foo Fighters Take Cover tour with Queens of the Stone Age and Mannequin Pussy also hits Nissan Stadium Saturday. There are scattered floor tickets at face. TLC and Salt and Pepper, though, with En Vogue, the It's Iconic tour, hits the First Bank Amphitheater on Saturday. Still a few singles in the lower sections and some pairs further out, but pretty close to a sellout for Nashville. It's their tour opening date. Bandago may be right. Still a few at face in most sections for Don Tolliver's Nitrous Octane World Tour Leg 2 at Bridgestone on Wednesday. At the Ryman, well, there's a bunch of stuff going on. Gladys Knight is playing tonight. There's still plenty of tickets available and actually a half-off promotion for the 15th anniversary of Axis Ticketing. American Aquarium still has a bunch of tickets available tomorrow and still a few scattered. Maren Morris 10th Anniversary Hero Performance tickets on Saturday. Finally, at the Ryman, still plenty of tickets available for what I'm calling the 1982 Lars Murray's Head Explodes double bill of Squeeze with Adam Ant. That's happening on Sunday, and that's another tour kickoff in Nashville. Helmet is still plugging away in the small clubs after all of these years. They hit the Basement East on Monday. Still tickets available for that. And that's another Touring Thursday. Support for Unlimited Supply is provided by you, our listeners. The Unlimited Supply trucker hat is the ultimate accessory for the music industry insider, the person who's kicking off their tour in Nashville. If you want to help me pay the bills, you can go sign up for a year-long membership to Unlimited Supply at unlimitedsupplypod.com. If you want to help us in a way that doesn't require a credit card, tell a friend or three, or just hit that follow button wherever you get your pods, or drop us a rating and or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, or Substack. Links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com to sign up for our newsletter, to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest.